Hey guys, so this is part two of the Fenders before and after. This is going to be the shorter of the three parts because just the footage I have for this segment is shorter. Um, Basically, what happened was, per usual, I started editing and I was like, oh, this is going to be really long. And when I'm doing these projects that are more in depth and I'm filming in the moment, I don't think about, oh, should I split this apart into, two or three videos? And should I shoot intros and outros for them so that they can be split up? Which is why it's April 7th and I shot an outro for part one, which you guys already watched. And I'm doing an intro and an outro for part two, and I'll do an intro for part three all tonight when I'm doing the editing. Um, but I just didn't want 30 minutes to 40 minutes on one video. It's absurd. And I'm trying to not do that. So, um, part one was obviously the disassembly of the fender. Um, this one is just going to have, I'm going over the splicing and, what the wiring harness looks like before I neaten it all up and make it look together. And before that is going to be just the fender liner assembly, which we'll get into right now. And hopefully you enjoy. Thank you for watching. Alright, so the fender liner, depending which kind you get and whatnot, usually come in three different parts from my experience. This one has an extra plate that goes behind the writing here. So it's pretty self-explanatory once you set one up and you've dealt with the bad instructions already. I'm just going to hand tighten them for now until I can get the other pieces on. So that's it. Well, actually, not exactly it. I have to put these on, and I forgot about that. But besides that, it's it. And for whatever reason, I'm missing one of those. I counted last night and they were all there, so gonna have to go digging around for it. Probably landed on the floor and rolled off somewhere when I was picking up from the first fender last night. All right, so here's just a look at what we're dealing with this. The confusing thing about this was there was 2 blinkers on the old one, so you have extra wires here that I have to cut out still. I haven't finalized any of the wiring because I'm going off of memory from last night, and I was not the primary person wiring everything together. So I'm gonna take this fender over, put it on the chair, plug it in to the wiring harness, and give it all a test work. And if it's working, then these wires are gonna get snipped into one. This is gonna get snipped and brought into one. And then, boom, tape it up, hook it up, and we're almost done. All right, here's our test. I'm 99% sure that it's done the right way, but you always gotta run through, so. Right there, that tells me we're right, and everything's good, but. Blinker. Take some runners. Hazards. So now that we know the wiring is set on the right connections, I'm going to go through, splice them all together, seal them up, wrap them, and then the fender and the liner are going on. All right, so it's all wired in, all cleaned up, and ready to go on. Nearing the home stretch. I do just have to, I'm going to electrical tape around these here so that that wire is a little bit more reinforced. I'm going to tape around this. That way it's a little bit more watertight. But other than that, it's good to go. So that's going to wrap up part 2. If it felt a little bit random, that's because it was. In watching, or sorry, in editing the clips, I don't remember where I originally was planning on placing the fender liner being built. And maybe I missed it, and you guys randomly see me talking about it in one of the video clips, but I've been sitting on this footage since January, and I wanted to get it out there and done. So part 2 is a little random. Just having the building of the fender liner and then talking about the wiring harness, which was originally supposed to go right after part 1. So it would be like part 1, go into the wiring harness on the fender, and then carry into the install, which is going to be part 3 here. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.